I'm Norah Morley, and I'm now the treasurer of the board at Mothers Club. I've known Sue for probably 7.5 years, and I came to know Sue when we were way over at the Quaker Center. And I've just been so impressed with her ability to grow as a person, to lead change, and to really embrace change. So I've seen the organization, of course, go from being in the Quaker Center to being in this fabulous building. I've seen the board move from being a really grassroots kind of entrepreneurial type of organization to her leading us to be a very professional group. And the organization really going from being less formalized to being more formalized, so that now we're able to garner even more support from the Pasadena community and the larger community that's enabled us to, of course, move to this fantastic building. One of my jobs right now, which is very daunting, is to head the search committee. So our job is to find a replacement for Sue, who has been here for an incredible 25 years of the 50 years, half of the years of this organization. So it's quite a task. And we've talked to people all throughout the community, from the mayor to people that are families in this organization. And the story I remember most powerfully for me was when someone said, you know, Sue finds the good in every person, and she finds how you can contribute. And I thought, wow, you know, if each person feels so valued, it's no wonder that as we're talking to everyone, we're just hearing so much respect for her, so much admiration for her, and so much love for her. So I'm hoping we can find, and I know we will find, the next person to take the organization on to the next level, but certainly Sue will really be missed. And I just want to thank her for her 25 years of service to this organization and to the community. I want to thank her personally for helping me to find my way that I could contribute to Mothers Club, and I just can't wait to see what exciting new growth she has and exciting new adventures she has in her next 25 years.
That's wonderful. I particularly like, you know, I've been on the other side, talking to people and interviewing people that I don't know, or that I know in a very superficial manner. And the light goes on when Sue's name is mentioned, and there's a brightness about people's response. And I think you said it well, that she sees something in each of us, and cradles it and helps it to come to fruition.
Right, right. And the organization has a very special culture, and it's really a culture of nurturing and respect, as you said, and that is Sue. So, you know, when she leaves, we want that to stay, and we want that culture to continue to thrive. And so finding a person who is able to really collaborate with all of the staff and have them feel that their views are important, because they are, is one of our biggest tasks in our job as we go on.
It's a daunting task.
It is. And of course, she's very passionate, and everyone here is very passionate about the mission, and that's going to be important as we move forward as well. So,
how long have you been involved with Mothers Club?
Probably 7.5 years.
And how long have you lived in the Pasadena area?
For 10 years.
How have you seen Pasadena change in that 10 years?
Well, you know, I don't know that I have seen it, but I know that demographically the city has changed, and that some of the areas in which we work are becoming gentrified, and so that Pasadena is becoming, you know, is a desirable place to live, and I think that makes it more difficult for families with less resources. It's harder to find affordable places to live in Pasadena, and harder to find services, so it makes the work that we do even more important. Certainly, I've seen a lot of buildings come in Pasadena and a lot more people in traffic, so that must put pressure on all of the services in the city.
Right, you see that people have, at the margins can feel more disenfranchised.
And I think are being really forced out of Pasadena or moving, or if people did in their family own a piece of property, then they would be selling it, I'm sure, because they could now sell it for a good price and then end up moving to another community. But it's a great city. I just love it. I'm honored to live here. I'm so happy I've been able to move to Pasadena. I was grown up, or I was born in Pasadena. I moved all across the country, came back to California, and ended up back close to the hospital I was born in. So I've come full circle, so it feels like home to me.
Can you tell me how Mothers Club has affected the area? How Mothers Club the impact of Mothers Club on a neighborhood, the original neighborhood and this new neighborhood.
You know, I can't say that I know the impact on the neighborhood. Certainly, I know the impact on the families that are able to be part of our organization, and of course, that's very powerful. As you see, maybe in a typical case, a mother who lives in a situation where there's several families living in a very small apartment, and she's very isolated, and she isn't really doesn't really have the tools to know how to best help her children. And we see these women come to this organization and leave however many years later, 2 years, 3 years later, empowered to not only improve their own lives and their families' lives, but to really be an advocate for their children. And so that's fantastic, and that just has to have incredible ripple on impact in the community where they live. So that's for me, that's the way I see it, really, is through the mothers and of course the children who will go to school and be able to be successful in school.
Can you speak a little bit to that? We haven't had a lot of people talk about what this program really does, the school readiness that it prepares. I mean, the annual report just came out, and it was pretty impressive.
Right, so our program is based on two-generation learning. So our philosophy is that both the mother, family, and the child will be most successful if they all are learning and embrace the idea of learning. So for the child themselves, they're going to get the structure and the information they need so that they will enter their kindergarten experience up at the same level as the other children. And then their families will understand the things that they can do to continue their education, because of course you don't just learn in the hours that you're at school. The enrichment that your family can bring to you and the help that they can give you and the encouragement that they can give you to continue to do well in school, that is all really, really critical. And I think because we take a holistic view of the whole family and we understand that there are other issues that are impacting these families, that we can direct them to the right services, we can encourage the mothers to feel confident. All of that is in the end going to make the child successful, the family successful, the mother successful, and the community successful also.
That's great.
It is.